Hey everyone, Light487 here. Just today I'm going to do a sort of a mini review, I guess, on these new Joyetech 510 cartomizers, which are becoming available at many e-cig stores now. It looks like any other standard sort of cartomizer, atomizer type thing. Just quickly, a cartomizer as compared to an atomizer. An atomizer looks like this and has a sort of metal mesh in there, which requires you to add a cartridge, a separate cartridge with juice in it, like that, and then attached to your device. With a cartomizer, generally they look like this. I'll just do the focus there. As you can see in here, it's got a filler and a little tube that runs up the center with a wire coming through. That's what the normal ones look like. There are some new ones now on the market which are slightly different than that, or a lot different to that. But essentially a cartomizer is something where you've got the juice and the atomizer all in the one unit, one self-contained unit, and you just once it's got juice in it, you just stick it on and make away. As you can see, this 510 or genuine Joyetech 510 cartomizer is it produces a lot of vapor. The other thing about this that I like the most is that it produces a amazing flavor. Like the actual flavor that you're smelling out of the bottle tastes exactly what you're getting from this. So it's a really clean, pure taste. The thing I noticed with some atomizers and the standard sort of cartomizers is after a while it tends to get a bit I don't know, like doesn't taste as clean. Even from the very first go, especially on cartomizers with the fillers, it doesn't taste, I guess, clean or pure or something like that. With this, it tastes really pure. I believe that is because there's no filler in here. It's what's basically in there is a capsule or reservoir, which is internal, holds the juice, and I believe, from what I can understand, the juice sits pretty much directly on top of the atomizer, and because there's no, I guess, no filler or whatever, or maybe there's a little tiny bit of filler in there or whatever, it's really good. Like, it doesn't taste weird. Anyway, it's not all good. The major downside, I guess, is that you need to refill it with one of these. A blunt needle syringe, which is not all bad, I suppose, and you also need to be able to get it out, so you use a pin, or in this case I'm using a thinner bore needle from my WetBox. But yeah, as you can see here, this is the first end cap. Okay, that's just the one that seals it. And then there's another little cap in here as well, which is, quite easy to get out. It's not difficult. That way, as you can see, it's got like a little lump on it, little nib, if you like, and that's like a plug actually, because inside here you can't actually see it because it's black on black and it's dark in there and everything. But essentially, the top of the capsule sits about here, and at the top of the capsule, when you first get it, is like a sealed hole. So there's like a little seal of plastic on the top, and when you first fill it, you actually need to puncture that hole with the syringe. It doesn't take much force. It just so it's completely sealed, completely hygienic. The other sort of downside is you can't see how much is left in it. So you don't know whether you're going to run out in the next 10 minutes or hour or whatever. And that also means when you go to refill it, you really don't know how much is left in it. It may be starting to taste a bit dry, but there could be some juice left in it, which means even though it's rated at 1.1 mil, you may only need to be putting 0.8 mil in there. And believe me, if you try and put more than 1.1 mil as a total capacity, it does start to leak excessively. So I tried the first time, I thought the actual instructions had said 1.5 mils, so I tried to put 1.5 in. And as soon as I got to that 1.1 mil mark, it started to just drip, drip, drip straight out of the atomizer end. So basically you just get, yeah, I've got time to do this. Okay, so basically you get your mixed juice. I've got some juice there that I've mixed up. I'll just take the end off there. And now it's already got some, I'm not going to put a whole lot in there, I'm just going to show you. So you've got some juice in there. And then find the hole like that, and then you just squeeze it in there. Yep, and that's already starting to leak. So like I say, there's just no way to know how much is in there. So that's a bit of a downside, not a major one of course, and the fact that you have to refill it with a syringe, another downside. You can't just drip directly onto the filler, etc. But other than that, I can't find any faults with this particular type of cartomizer. I got these about 5 days ago. They worked straight away. Really great vapor, really great flavour, and every day that I've used it since then, up until including today, great vapor, great flavour. And I've refilled this one, including that time I just did then, about 8 or 9 times now. So they're certainly refillable, not just one-off use. Yeah, I've tried, there's another one on the market called the E2, which has no filler, but it still requires a wicking, like it's got like these little wicks that sort of go down into the reservoir which sits on the outside. Even with that, I still get inconsistent results with that, and you know, I don't like them because they don't work every time. You know, like from the first go to the last go and every time in between, they don't work consistently. This has worked consistently from start all the way through to the end, no problems at all. You know, like, and that's what you want, you know. As I say, it's got a 1.1 mil capacity, so that's about a half a day or so for me, which means that I need to either refill again with a syringe, so as I say, downside, or you know, fill up 2 of them, or have a couple of flavors, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's probably because I overfilled it and I'm getting not much. Yeah, that's all it was. Just needed to sort of get all that excess that I put in too much in. But anyway, as you can see, great. You know, like perfect. Yeah, I mean, there are mega sizes available, but I believe they're made for the Ego, the Joy Ego. But that, I mean, they're still standard 510 connections, and they apparently hold 2.2 mils capacity, so that's good. So you could probably get maybe one of those if you wanted to sort of have one for the sort of the whole day or whatever. But yeah, that's it. I mean, they just work. That's the whole point. There's also, yeah, I don't get any juice in my mouth either. That's another sort of plus for them. So no juice in your mouth. Lasts half a day to a day depending on the size, etc. Great vapor, great flavour, like a pure flavour, and they're cheap as well. So anyway, check them out at your preferred e-cig online store, and give them a try. I mean, I think these ones were like $2 Australian from an Australian store, so it's not going to cost you much to give them a go. Anyway, thanks for watching.